Hello Internet! It's Helmet Head here again. And today I want to talk about this retro bike scene. And what I mean by this retro bike scene are the big brands are now making their bikes obviously look older with the modern sort of spin-off. And most of us look at it and go, cool, that's nice, that looks fantastic. Suzuki, I've recently read, are coming back with an old bike from the 80s. I'm not going to go on about names because I don't want loads of hate here, but it's an 80s bike. It's got the square headlight. It looks like a jet ski from the front. I mean, it's just not cool. It's like, what are you doing, Suzuki? Come on. Honda's done really well. They've made a cracking retro-looking bike. You've got Ducati. They've made their little scrambler. I mean, that just looks absolutely awesome, doesn't it? It's kind of bike you go, I'm going to go and chill out, take the missus on the back, or I'm going to go and ride across a few dooms, but obviously you can't because we're in the UK. But you know what I mean, it just looks really, 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 really cool. Obviously you've got the old Bonneville that's been going forever and a day. That's beautiful, and they keep making new versions of that, so they've brought their own street version out. They've got their Scrambler, the update Scrambler version. I mean, they are nice bikes, about a bigger engine, the T120. I mean, it's just good. And then obviously you're going to sort of look at all the other brands as well. I mean, Harley have always been that scene, and they always will be. It's, you know, it's just cool. And then obviously you want the look of the coolness, don't you? Your jeans, you want your kind of lightweight jacket that looks a little bit battered because it makes you look cool. It's just an awesome look. I mean, I even went to the point when I've gone for my look of buying like the brown gloves, and I've got I have the helmet where you can put the goggles on, and I've done it a couple of times. I liked it. The one thing I will say about that though is when little wasps hit you in the face and you're only doing about 50 miles an hour, it really hurts. It's like somebody chucking a brick at you. Like, poof, ah! So yeah, but it looks cool. But now I go back to the full face helmet because I was like, I like it. I might try it again out in summer. But there's nothing better, is there, than having that retro classic that you ride down to find a nice country pub, kick your side stand down, step off, walk in, can I have an ale please, sit down, and you just stare at your bike. I mean, it's just pretty. You can't stop saying, going, this is nice, and it's a good conversation starter as well, because a lot of people do generally turn around and go, oh, it's a nice bike, yeah, thanks very much. And next minute they start talking about when they had a motorcycle. It's just quite cool. An interesting brand I like is the Matisse. They make some, don't they? They make the Steve McQueen sort of replica sort of thing now from the one hero drawing, I believe, The Great Escape. And was it Great Escape? In one of these films, anyway. And that looks really cool. They're handmade, and they're made with an old Triumph engine. And if you ever see any programs on it, there's a very small amount of staff they've got, and literally every bolt's tightened by hand. So there's quite, there's quite a niceness to that as well. But yeah, the retro scene, it's growing bigger and bigger and bigger. There's more and more out there, more and more brands are doing it as well. Kawasaki have come out with one in the last few years as well. They're all latching onto it. Probably my favourites will be modern ones. There's the BMW one, looks quite sweet. They make quite a nice retro looking bike now. Obviously the Bonneville will always be my favourite when it comes down to being British Triumph. What else would I say? I do like the Ducati. They're all quite nice. Suzuki on the other hand, not so good. But maybe I'll change my mind if I actually rode on one. I'll be like, oh, this rides really well, but who knows. Another brand to mention actually on that scene, when I come to think of it, a Royal Enfield. Now Royal Enfield have released, I mean, we all know about the Bullet, and we all know about the Bullet 500 being the better one. In a £4,000 bike, you're getting something brand new. Sitting on the show, I wasn't impressed with the build quality. It was good, it felt light, and it was a nice bike, but you sit again, and this is about money. Obviously, you do go over to another stand and sit on the bike, you go, oh, this feels better built. Now, I could be wrong when I say this, and I'm sure Royal Enfield riders will absolutely turn around and go, no, the Royal Enfield's fantastic, and you get a lot of videos of them going through India mountains, so there's got to be something to that, definitely. And they say you get a 50 sort of vibration, good or bad thing? Don't know about that, if you want to ride along with vibration. But they've made, and I think it's called the Interceptor, they've made a new one, and it's a 650, I believe, don't hold me on that. But I sat on that at the bike show before it was even released, and they had like a thing of it coming out. And do you know what? It felt well made. It felt pretty good. And I think that's around the £6,000 mark. And that's a tempting bike by that. And I'd say it's probably there with just the sit-on feel. They're very close to feeling as well made as the Triumph. So that could be one to watch for the kind of money. And they've got a couple of other things coming out, I believe, in the future as well. So yeah, have a look at that. And I'll tell you what, even better, if you could leave me a comment if you've got one or you've ridden one, and let me know what you actually think of that bike, because that might be one I could be tempted to go for a little spin out on. Anyway, as always, that's the end of this quick video, and if you could leave me that thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you tomorrow. Thank you and goodbye.